Hello and welcome back. This is Joanna the Medium, and these are going to be readings for the month of October 2016. First and foremost, thank you so much for watching, liking, subscribing, and sharing. I have had an incredible amount of comments and emails, which I read every single one, and they make me very happy. So thank you so much for doing this. Just like last month, these readings for the month of October are divided into two parts almost. The first part is a channeled message, and the second part is cards, which often correspond to the message that was channeled, but also offer a little bit more detail with regards to what may be happening in your life. These are general readings, so if one sign does not make sense to you, read your other signs, as in your moon sign or rising signs, for these may offer a greater picture to what is happening. I have also received a lot of information or a lot of feedback from you saying that when you listen to the reading at the beginning of the month, it doesn't really make sense, and it probably wouldn't. But when you listen to it again towards the end of the month, it makes perfect sense to you. So I would encourage you to do that. I do that with myself when I watch readings, because when a month starts, we are not privy to what is going to be happening. So October is a month that is interesting, to say the least. I do have yet another new energy that I'm working with, and he has been providing a lot of information regarding the month of October and the months beyond. So I won't spoil the surprise for you, but it is reflected in each and every sign. There are some of you who have asked who he is. He is a male energy that I work with, and it is basically an energy or entity or being that basically tells me what to tell you. Even when it is with cards, he tells me what the message is for you. Of course, if you would like a private session, I would be delighted to do so for you. You can reach me at the information below, or you can go to my website, joannathemedium.com. I have also included links for you down below to my website as well as to my booking page, so you can go directly and book your own session that way. And I think that is everything that I have to say for you. If you feel inspired to write a comment or message me, I would, as always, love to read it, and I read them all. So without further ado, let's go with the reading, and I will see you again soon. Thank you. Hello and welcome back. This is going to be the reading for the sign of Virgo, moon sign, sun sign, and rising sign. I have 3 cards face down. I will connect with spirit and start off with a channeled message, and we'll continue with the cards. So give me one moment. Process of anticipation. Anticipation of what is to come, not what might be wrong. Anticipation of your future that is based on your desires, more so than the fears that are being produced by the imagination of your mind. Desires and fears both come from the same place, yet they both will have a different outcome indeed. The fear you conjure in your mind's imagination will be reflected in the environment that is before you. Anticipation of what might be in the positive aspect of things will allow you to create a future full of abundance. So as you see, you have the positive and you have the negative, both of which come from the same place. It is a place deep within your being. Both components have the ability to create. Yet, what is created will largely be dependent on the feelings and emotions that accompany the thoughts you create or your imaginations. If you allow yourself to receive that which you seek, you then must allow yourself to think that which is congruent with that what you seek. In simple terms, if you allow yourself to think of things that are positive, you will then allow yourself to receive that which corresponds to your positive thinking. It is the same with the opposite sign of the equation. If you allow yourself to think or spend a lot of time conjuring up ideas that bring you feelings of fear and neglect, you would then allow yourself to bring circumstances to your life that will reflect your very thinking. So here we are. We have, I'm just trying to see what he's trying to say here. We're in a place where we have the ability to create with our mind, create with our hands. In order to create with our hands, meaning in a physical way, we first need to create in our minds. We create either with positive thoughts or we create either with negative thoughts. Each one will have a corresponding situation that will be attracted to it. What do you want then? You should ask yourself. If you want abundance, think only of that which is abundant. If you want fear, well, think of that which is fearful. If you pay attention to things and situations that make you feel fearful, you will undoubtedly find yourself attracting that which will make you feel fearful in the end. And with the same equation, if you allow yourself to spend much of your time of that which brings you joy, you will then consequently bring situations and prosperity into your life that will be based on the feelings of joy. So I think you guys get the bigger picture here. So what's being presented here is we either think positively or we think negatively. When we put attention to any one of those areas for an extended period of time, we will then create the environment we live in that will correspond our very thoughts. And he says, it is no different than saying, I want ice cream and going to get ice cream. If you want something that you find pleasure in, think of those things in a way that makes you feel pleasurable or that brings you pleasure feeling-wise. Of course, you wouldn't want to think of things that are negative, but the same principle applies to the other side of the equation. The reason why this is being brought forward at this particular time is because October is a month of potentially tremendous change in our lives. And why, you ask? Because according to what my God is saying, there are frequencies and energetic shifts in our global system, I have no idea what I'm talking about, that are ripe and ready to put in motion things that we put our thoughts to. So in other words, the environment that we are in right now, energetically speaking, or the energies and frequencies that are around us right now are ripe and ready for creating that in which we put our mind to. So, if you want abundance, you have to force yourself to think only that which are abundant thoughts. If you want scarcity, well, you will spend time thinking about things that make you feel scarce or things that feel scarce. Of course, I don't think there's anybody in the right mind that would want to have scarcity as a choice. But what's being implied here, what's being said here is, if you choose to spend your time in thinking about the things that are not congruent with you feeling joy, then the environment is ripe and ready to deliver those things and circumstances that are based on your thinking of negative, in a negative way. So, plainly put in plain English, if you put your thoughts into a lot of negative ideas and feelings, you're going to attract it back. And it has something to do with the energetic component and energetic shift and frequencies in or around our planet. Keep in mind, this is purely what I'm getting from Spirit. There is no scientific proof to this as far as I know. Maybe there is. So I'm just passing on what's being said to you. This is a time of great importance and profound changes. Again, he says these are changes on not only personal level, but global level. The entire system as we know it, when it comes to our planet, is in the middle of a profound and tremendous shift. He's saying to me that this shift is being, I'm just going to find a different word here. The shift is materializing itself in a lot of chaos created in our societies, not just here, but abroad as well. The changes in frequencies are causing friction between different belief systems. And although friction always existed in belief systems, it seems that these particular changes are making the friction seem much more pronounced, visible, and consequently uncomfortable. I'm asking him why this is so important to know for you. And he says, because this is a ripe time for changes on personal level. And this is why the concept of positive thinking and negative thinking and law of attraction is so on point right now. So I realize this is not a specific message, but this is a reminder and a message that will, can, and does apply to any area of our lives. Starting, he says, with our belief systems. There's a tremendous opportunity for us to change our belief systems, our deep-rooted belief systems at our core. For whatever reason, this is a very ripe time to do so. Now I'm going to go with the cards. So the first card represents situation that has contributed to where you are today. So this may coincide with the message that just came through, or it could be something completely different. We have the card called Choose Wisely. This is to do with emotions. 7, it's interesting because I kept seeing 7 all day today. 7, I'm not connecting what the 7 is right now, other than it's July, but I'm not connecting this with anything in particular. This card, I'm going to ask what this meaning, what the message is behind this card, other than what the meaning is as per the card. What I get is that in the past, you have hesitated in making choices and decisions pertaining to your life, particularly pertaining to your career. I'm asking him why the hesitation. I hear you didn't know which way you should go. So there was a definite sense of lack of direction. When I ask him why there was a lack of direction, I am feeling and seeing a sense of confusion. And the confusion seems to be stemming from some kind of situation you either moved away from, walked away from on some point in your past. So lack of direction and confusion, career, I'm being told, is what is contributing to your situation right now. So this is in your past. Now let's see what the situation is. We have the card called Victory and Success. This is card pertaining to your spirit. It is often connected to career. It is your drive. This is a beautiful card. And I'm going to ask him how this is, number one, what this means. And he says you're about to stand on your own 2 feet. But most importantly, how it's relating to the card about hesitation of making choices. He says that you have followed your intuition, you have followed your trust, or you trusted deeply. In other words, you relied on your trust in yourself, trust in self, in order to make the right decision. And it sounds like where you are right now is actually quite positive and quite good. And that's why it's saying victory and success. But I'm still a little bit confused as to how this relates to your past. And he's saying, don't try not to understand it, because for those of you who this relates to, you will know exactly what this means. I'm also hearing the month June, even though this is a card 6, he just said to me the month of June. And apparently month of June was a month of significant changes. I also heard leap of faith. So you decided to take a leap of faith. So if you did have difficulties making a decision in the past, sounds to me, or what he's saying to me, is you decided to take a leap of faith. Leap of faith is basically trusting your intuition, trusting that everything is going to be okay, and trusting the universe. And because of it, you have reason to feel victorious and successful. So that's fantastic. The next card signifies your advice, which I don't know what the advice would be, because you're feeling quite good. The card is called Financial Material Changes. This is to do with the earth element. It is to do with money, relationships, jobs, can be jobs, possessions. 5 is a month of changes, like I said, but it is a card that is shown to me in reverse. And what he's saying to me is this: money worries are about over, or are about to be over. You have followed your guidance, you have followed your intuition. You didn't allow yourself to be swayed by naysayers or negative thinking. And for that, you are to be congratulated for. Again, this is something connected to career. This can connect to another aspect of your life. that I haven't mentioned. But there is a component of relationship here as well. For some of you, you had difficulty around relationships, and I feel and see that you had a hard time making your mind up, okay? But you did for whatever reason, and you're sitting in a pretty good place. And what he's reminding me is that the reason why you're sitting in a pretty good place, and again I hear job, is because you decided to take leap of faith. A leap of faith is based on trust in you, or trust in yourself. And he's saying that is really important component for you to remember, because you will use this memory, use this way of dealing with something down the road. So this was a huge learning experience for you, and it brought you success or fruit. You got the fruit of your labor. And as a result, your worries about money or finances are about over. I hear the word loan. For some of you, you will be getting a loan. If you have applied for a loan and you just decided to take a leap of faith, you will be granted a loan. For some of you, this is to a move to a different home, because I heard apartment building, and I also heard New York. So maybe for some of you, this is you live in New York and you are moving to a different home, and this was a decision pertaining to a move. You didn't know which way to go, but you decided to take a leap of faith. Again, he says your worries are about to be over. He's saying keep mindful that you are in a process of change right now. So even though things do seem to look good, there will be a time where you will feel confusion and hesitation. When that happens, refer back to the decision-making process you just went through, because that's going to greatly help you in the next upcoming circumstance where you're going to feel confused or unsure again. I also heard children. Perhaps this is something to do with children, and I don't know what scenario, but this is, I'm hearing move, children and move. So maybe for some of you, this is to do with children and move and taking a leap of faith. And I hear money is there for you. Have faith. So for some of you, you have been dealing with difficulty financially. And I can see this being represented by this card. But again, he's saying the worries are about to be over. And again, I hear loan granted. So if you have applied for a loan, I feel you will be getting a loan, or the loan will be granted to you. I'm also seeing the number 9. 9 is September. I am recording this at the end of September, but he is saying to me, this is a time of endings for you, and it's a time of endings of certain struggles. And I hear the word relationship. So for some of you, you have gone through difficulties in your relationships, and you contemplated on choices and you were hesitant, but you took leap of faith. And if this is relationship connected situation for you, I feel you either walked away or you are walking away. You decided to walk away and take a leap of faith. Certainly, if you did leave a relationship, that could have had significant impact on your finances, hence why it's being said to you, your financial worries are about to be over. For some of you, this is about jobs and careers. There's no question about it. I'm just going to see if there's anything around health, and he's saying to me not significant. So that is what I want to leave with you. I hope this made sense, and if you feel inspired to write a comment, I would love to read it. I love reading all your comments. If you would like a private session, I left all those links down below for you, so you can contact me or make your own appointment. Please keep in mind this is a general reading, so you can look at your other signs to find a more comprehensive look at what's going on. And I've said this to all the other signs, and I'm going to say it here. October seems to be a month of change, and it is pretty much consistent with every single sign I've done this month. And I'm doing them on different days, sometimes a week apart, and the message seems to be very, very significant. So the last thing he wants to say is please pay attention to your thoughts, for that is one of the most important aspects that will become visible to you in your journey. And when I ask him to open it up a little bit, he's saying thinking, ways of thinking. I'm going to leave this with you. I wish you a fantastic month of October. Thank you so much for watching, listening, and sharing and liking. I wish you best of luck, and I will see you again in November. Take care.